Hi, it's Will from StormTheCastle.com, and this is a quick tutorial that I call Bonsai for Free. And I wanted to, well, I just wanted to explain that a little bit. I didn't want you to have, visions in your head that you're gonna mail away and get some bonsai mailed to you, for free. It isn't quite like that, but it is really bonsai for free. And let me explain that a little bit. Bonsai is not. A lot of people have the perception that bonsai is like a special kind of tree that you get from Japan or China or something, and it's not really true. Bonsai isn't any particular kind of tree. It's an art of caring for trees or even shrubs in a certain way so that they stay small and they have a certain kind of a shape. So you shape, the way you care for them and the way you shape them and the way you trim them, it's the art of bonsai. And you do that, you can do that with lots and lots of different kinds of trees. So what that means is where you live, no matter where you live, if there's trees in your environs, you can harvest some seeds and try to bonsai them and see how it comes out. So it won't cost you anything. You just need some little containers. Harvest some seeds, some soil. You can use potting soil or you can use local soil, and start growing yourself some bonsai, which is, I think it's kind of wonderful. That whole concept there's an extra level to me of being able to find local trees and then grow them from seeds into your own bonsai. There's a certain amount of something you can be particularly proud about. So let me go over the tutorial and I'll explain to you. This is all about collecting and caring for the seeds for your that you're going to use as bonsai. Okay, first off, well, there's a couple of things you want to look for when you're harvesting seeds, and that's the trees. Look to the particular trees. What you want to find is, of course, and although it may be easy to overlook, you want to find healthy trees. Trees that have a really nice shape. They look really healthy, and they're about in the middle of their life. You don't want to use young trees, and you don't want to use old trees, because the seeds can tend to be not so viable. You get much better success if you use trees that are in the middle of their lifespan, really healthy. And look for types of trees that have a couple of different characteristics. They have a really nice shape, good healthy limb structure, really full and in a unique way. And another thing you can look for is, though it's not mandatory, is trees that have small leaf shapes. So small leaves generally tend to make better looking bonsai, because the illusion of the miniatureness is maintained better. So if you have a small plant with just a few big leaves on it, and that is an art in itself, that is a branch of bonsai, but I generally tend to look for small leaved trees and interesting looking trees. So that's what I did. And I do have some video here and some pictures, and maybe I'll pop a few in to show you what I was looking for. So now when you're collecting seeds from these trees, there's a couple of things you should look for. Look for the biggest, healthiest seeds you can find. The bigger seeds, say the acorns or whatever type of maple or whatever type of tree they are. The bigger ones tend to be better, germinate quicker, and make healthier trees. And that's pretty much common sense. So you've harvested a bunch of seeds. Let's go that way. Now what do you do? Now how do you take care of them? What you should do is lay them out, particularly if they're big seed pods. Lay them out on some paper towels for a couple of days to let them dry out a bit. You're not dehydrating them, you're drying them out a bit, so then you can open up the pods and remove the seeds. See? And like this one here, if you can see this one here over on the edge, I've dried this out and now the seeds are falling out nicely. Look at that. So there, I've got all those seeds. It's quite wonderful. See? These are ready now. So dry them out a bit, and then remove the seed pods from them. And then from there, select the ones that look the biggest and the healthiest seeds. Inspect for any insect damage. That's a big deal. I had a bunch of these that were insect damaged, so you can't use those. So big healthy seeds, nice color, and sort them out. Now from here you have two choices. I live in New England, the weather changes, and because you're using local seeds, you want to mimic the environment that you're in. If you live in a temperate area where the trees fruit or bear seeds and then new trees grow without much regard for seasonal changes, because there's not much seasonal changes, then you can do that. You can plant your seeds and expect them to start growing soon. But in my case, I have to winter my seeds, and this is a mimicking of the natural environment that the trees are acclimated to. There's a couple of ways you can do that. My favorite way here is to actually take the seeds and plant them, a bunch of them. You know, like in a little dish like this, I'll put about 10 of them. Moisten the soil, and then put it in a place that's cold, like in the basement, in the garage, or something like that, for the winter. Now, I've harvested these seeds in late autumn, and so the timing is perfect for me. I can put them somewhere, just keep an eye on them, and let them spend the winter and sort of like in hibernation. And in the spring, I can, as things warm up, I can expect those to start to germinate, which would be wonderful. You can also do a sort of like a fake wintering by putting the seeds with either some vermiculite or some paper towels in plastic bags, and then putting them in the refrigerator so you can keep an eye on them. The same thing. It does the same thing. It's a faux wintering. And then in spring you can take them out and plant them. And you may even see over the course of weeks, as a month or two passes, some of them will actually start to germinate. You take those out and plant them, and they'll be getting close to spring. So that's pretty much it. I think it's really wonderful that to find local seeds, and see, I got acorns and maples here, and find local seeds, care for them, and grow your own bonsai from them. There's a certain uniqueness about it, and it doesn't cost you anything. Get yourself some plastic containers, get local potting soil, or just dig up soil from where you find the trees, and that's about it. I mean, have a lot of fun. And if you do this, send me some pictures, or feel free to ask me questions or post comments about this. And one more thing I did want to say was, what was it? Oh yeah, I have more. The last thing I wanted to say was, if you can, identify the particular types of seeds you get, like, oak or maple, catalpa, and then look that particular type of seed up, for any further advice, because there's things you can do to help different types of seeds. A good example of that is that a lot of pine trees, possibly all, I'm not sure, are actually male and female. So you can't find a pine tree all by itself and gather the pine cones, because those seeds aren't viable, they won't grow. You have to get pine cones from a grove where there's lots of pine cones, so the seeds are viable, and then you only harvest from the female trees. So there are specifics about different types of trees that you should look up and learn about, and I do have some specifics on my on a web page I created about bonsai for free on my website, and the description is in the URL of this video. I have some common trees and how best to do those seeds. Thanks for watching. Lots more fun stuff on my website at stormthecastle.com. I got bonsai, I got origami, I got, well, all kinds of fun creative projects. Be creative.